Dogs can be so odd. From digging their beds before sleeping, to tapping us with their paw, to even rolling around in our laundry, dogs can be very strange. There have been many times I have watched my dog Starbuck do something and said to him, "Why are you doing that?" Because, well, I had no idea. But it turns out that a lot of these strange behaviors actually have hidden meanings that I didn't know about. But I'm so glad that I know them now because it means that I understand my dog so much better. 1. Why do dogs watch TV? So not all dogs will watch TV. My dog Starbuck will only watch the TV if he spots a dog on it. But my parents' dog Jamie watches it, and that is because he is a West Highland White Terrier. You see, some dogs, such as terriers, are much more likely to watch TV than others. And to explain why, take a look at this photo. Now, take a look at that same photo, but through the eyes of a dog. The photo looks so much more blurry, doesn't it? Instead of perceiving the world through their eyes, dogs instead perceive it through their amazing noses, which can smell scents anywhere from 1,000 times to up to 10,000 times better than we can. But despite this, there are some dog breeds which use their eyes more than others, and terriers are one of them. And that's because terriers were often bred to hunt. For example, Westies were bred to hunt vermin like rats. And so when something moves fast across the TV, Jamie is much more likely to take notice. Whereas Starbuck is a Swedish fellhund, which are notorious for having weak hunting instincts. So he tends to just ignore the TV since he can't smell it. 2. Why do dogs sleep so much? So have you ever noticed that whenever you look over at your dog, half the time they'll be snoozing and having a nap? I noticed that my dog Starbuck would sleep a lot, and I was honestly a little bit worried. Is he bored? And the answer is no, he wasn't bored. Turns out that dogs just sleep a lot. Because they have to. An average adult dog sleeps in 45-minute cycles, and they only enter REM deep sleep twice during a cycle, whereas we humans sleep in 70 to 120-minute sleep cycles. We will enter REM deep sleep multiple times during a cycle. Because dogs sleep so lightly, an average dog needs 12 to 14 hours of sleep a day, whereas we need on average just 7 to 9 hours of sleep a day. Plus, dogs love to lounge. On average, a dog spends 50% of their day sleeping, 30% lounging, and just 20% alert and active, so I no longer worry when I see Starbuck napping. 3. Why do dogs shake their toys? Lots of dogs love to shake their toys around, sometimes almost violently. And Starbuck is definitely one of those types of dogs. Take Tug. After we play and he wins, he'll often shake the toy around. It's very cute. And well, it turns out that there are 2 reasons why dogs usually do this. And I was able to guess the first reason. I figured that they probably do it as an instinct left in them back when they lived in the wild as wolves, and I was correct. When wolves catch prey, one of the ways that they kill it is to grab it in their mouths and shake it side to side. Dogs still have the same instinct in them, which is why they shake their toys as though they were prey. But there is also a second reason why they do it that I didn't guess, and that is that by shaking their toys, it actually calms them down. When a dog shakes themselves, it releases endorphins, which both makes them feel happy and calms them. And so when Starbuck shakes his toy after winning an exciting game of tug, it helps him calm down so that we can play again. 4. Why do dogs scratch their beds before sleeping? Have you ever noticed that before going to sleep, your dog will sometimes dig and scratch at the bed or floor or couch? My sister's dog Charlie did it here. He dug at the pillow before lying down and going to sleep. And I couldn't help but wonder, why are you doing this, Charlie? And well, it turns out that there are 2 reasons why most dog behaviorists think that they do this. The first is, again, it is an instinct left in their DNA from when they were living in the wild as wolves. Wolves will scratch at the ground before they go to sleep to make sure that there is nothing bad hiding there, like snakes, before lying down. But the second reason is more surprising. It's because they have glands on the bottom of their paws. And so sometimes a dog will scratch before lying down to mark it with their scent, to tell the other dogs in the room, "All right, you lot, this is my spot that I'm sleeping on. Don't try to take it, okay?" 5. Why do dogs blink so much? So, like me, you might have looked at your dog one day and gone, "Wow, you sure blink a lot, don't you, buddy?" And it's true, dogs blink a lot more than humans, and it's because they blink for 2 reasons. The first is, like us, dogs will blink to lubricate their eyes, but they also sometimes do it for a different reason. It is one of their calming signals. Calming signals are something that dogs do, either to calm themselves down or as a way to relax someone else. And actually, we humans also have calming signals. For example, the other day I was staying in a hotel room and my room happened to be at the top of the hotel, so I had to take the elevator down a lot. Well, each time somebody stepped into the elevator with me, I would pull out my phone instinctively and start playing with it. I didn't want them to feel awkward by having me look at them as they came in. And well, since dogs don't have phones, dogs have their own calming signals instead, and blinking is one of them. 6. Why do dogs tap us with their paws? So, have you ever had your dog tap you with their paw? It is very cute. And well, it turns out that there are 2 main reasons why they do it. The first one is more obvious. They do it to ask us for something. For example, my sister's dog Charlie was tapping my dad the other day, asking him to please sit on his lap and to get cuddles. But the second, more surprising reason is that dogs can actually read our emotions. And they do that in 2 ways. The first is that studies have shown that they are the only animal species in the world that can recognize our facial expressions. So when our faces look sad, dogs do actually realize that we're sad. And the second way is they can literally smell our emotions. That's because dogs can smell our pheromones, which are chemicals that we secrete through our sweat glands. We can't smell their scent, but dogs can. And if we are feeling a strong emotion like stress, that can change its smell, alerting our dogs to how we're feeling. And so sometimes dogs will place their paws on us, not to try to get something, but to instead to try and comfort us. 7. Why do dogs wait for us outside the bathroom? Have you ever gone to the bathroom and noticed that your dog is lying by the door waiting for you? My parents' dog Jamie is quite independent, so he doesn't tend to do this. But Starbuck sure does. The other day I nearly stepped on him after taking a shower. Now at first I was a little bit worried about this. I was worried that he might have separation anxiety. And that was a fair concern because for some dogs, they do wait by the bathroom door because they are anxious that you are gone. But if your dog is anxious, they will show other signs such as panting, scratching at the door, and whining. Whereas Starbuck, as you can see, was relaxed and just sleeping. And so instead, he was probably waiting for me for a different reason, and that is that dogs are pack animals. In the wild, dogs move together as a pack, and so when you go into the bathroom and close the door, many dogs will instinctively rest and wait close by to you to try to stay together as a pack. 8. Why do dogs love our clothes? Have you ever noticed that your dog loves your clothes and your laundry? Starbuck loves both dirty and freshly clean clothes and linen. Whenever I try to wash or put my clothes away or change the bed, he will rub up against it and roll in it. If your dog is like Starbuck and loves your dirty laundry, it's probably because it smells like you, and as your dog loves you, they find your scent comforting. And on the flip side, if your dog, like Starbuck, also enjoys rolling in freshly cleaned clothes and linen, it's because it no longer has their scent on it. And so they roll in it and rub it so that it'll smell like them again. Which is why when Starbuck rolls in my laundry, I usually say to him, "You know, buddy, you getting your fur and smell all over this kind of defeats the purpose of me cleaning it, doesn't it?" Aren't dogs just so funny sometimes? So how many of these does your dog do? Let us know in the comments. And to learn more about why dogs do the weird and wonderful things they do, be sure to watch the next video here on screen. Starbuck and I will see you in the next video.